guys, my name is Haley and I am owner of Arrowhead Bulldogs, and today I want to talk a little bit about cherry eye. It's something that's very common and it's kind of unsightly. Nobody likes to see it, but what it basically is dogs have like a third inner gland down inside the corner. We'll put a picture up so you can kind of see where it is. And what it does is it helps protect the eye. And what happens is when you have a cherry eye, that little gland is held on by a really thin membrane. And some of the breeds, specifically the flat-faced breeds, that membrane is smaller than it is in other breeds. So with hard activity, like let's say your dog's outside playing really hard, it's having a great time, sometimes that membrane can kind of snap. Sometimes it might let the cherry eye pop all the way out. Sometimes it stays there, and sometimes it's just almost like it's stretched and it can go back in. When it does come out though, you have like this big red ugly thing right in the corner of their eye, and it looks gross. It can make their eye goopy and crusty, and if it's left extended for an extended period of time, it can actually lead to repeated cases of conjunctivitis. So typically there are a couple different ways that are most common that vets handle it. Now when you Google it, you're going to find an insane amount of information on it, and there's a lot of opinions out there, and some of it I think is pretty ridiculous. The treatment that I choose is very simple. So most vets that you call will tell you that you need to stitch it or tack it. And what they do is they put the dog under, and they'll take that little cherry eye and they'll shove it back in, and they'll put a little stitch in the corner to try to replace that membrane that has broken. The problem is that is a little piece of thread, right? They're not going to use like a whole bunch of thread to hold down there. It's just a little piece. So the risk of that breaking is incredibly high. So here your dog has had to go under, has had to have its eye stitched, and most likely it's going to break again, and you're going to have to take care of it again. And when that procedure is done, it's not a cheap fix. That is usually at least $1,000, if not a little bit more. The reason that I don't like that one is because you're putting your dog through more than what it really has to do. Is the third eye gland important? Yes, it's there for a reason. However, we also have a gallbladder for a reason. We also have an appendix for a reason. And when those are removed, you can still function and you're okay. You just might have to do a few things different. So when the cherry eye is removed, or the third eye gland is removed, which is what I prefer. And this is part of the video. We'll show you. It's like a 5-minute procedure, super simple. The vet takes a few numbing drops. They drop it in the eye, they wait a little bit, they numb it again, they wait a little bit, they'll numb it again, and then they literally just pull it out and like with a pair of tweezers and just snip, 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 and that's it. That's all there is to it. It's not gushing blood. They will put pressure on it to make sure that it does clot properly. You're not going to leave with a bloody eye. They're going to make sure that it's safe for you to leave, and the dog's going to be fine. They'll also put some antibiotic drops in the dog's eye to protect it from infection, but then that's it. Within 5 minutes, your dog is fine. It can see, it might be a little bit blurry just because of the numbing medication, but overall, that's the worst of it. You cut it out and it's over. And the worst case scenario typically is that it might get some dry eye and you just have to add some eye drops to it. So think about it. You're going to be petting your dog, you're going to be wiping its wrinkles, you're going to be checking its tail pocket, you're going to be bathing your dog, you're going to be brushing your dog, all these things that you're going to do because you love the dog. 2 extra seconds to put some eye drops in it if it's dry is not that inconvenient, and it saves your dog from having to go under anesthesia, which as a bulldog is something that you only want to do if you actually have to do. To make them go under anesthesia just because the vet says to is not smart in my opinion. You want to make sure that if they're going to go under, that it's a good reason. So why make them do that when you're probably going to have to make them cut it out at the end anyway? Now some vets will say that you have to go under anesthesia to remove it because it's up near the eye, but generally it's not Well, you'll see in the video. It's super simple. It's like 5 minutes, and it shouldn't cost you more than a couple $100, and it's not a big deal. It looks gross. It looks like a big deal, but overall, it's really not. So take a look at the video and let us know if you have any questions down below.